Coming up at 6:35, if you want the inside information of exactly how the College Football Committee is going to treat the 4-team playoff coming up next year, how the weekly standings are going to work, how they come to the determinations of what teams are going to be in the 4-team playoff. We've got all that information coming up for you again in the next segment at 6:35 here on the Sports Bar on 610 The Sports Animal. 2460610 1-888-922-0610. Now I want to welcome in a guy to the program who's a very cool guy. If you ever get a chance to meet this guy, you should definitely take advantage of that and take advantage of the business that he works at as well. It's Rick Lamb, sales manager of Frank's Supply, here with us on 610 The Sports Animal. If you don't know what Frank's Supply is, it's a tool shop, but do you guys just have the one location on 3311 Stanford, or do you guys have multiple places?
Well, that's the only location we have in Albuquerque, but we have 4 stores in New Mexico and 1 in El Paso.
Okay. All right. So the location in Albuquerque, again, 3311 Stanford Drive Northeast, just a half block north of Candelaria. And I was out there for a remote broadcast a couple of weeks ago, and what struck me about Frank's, Rick, more so than anything else, is the amount, not only just the tools that you guys had out there, but the amount of vendors. I mean, you literally had probably 30, 40 tables of, DeWalt, Proto, every single tool outlet and company that you could ever think of. You guys had them there. They were doing demonstrations. You guys have their selection of tools. I mean, I couldn't describe a place better to go if you were looking for the ultimate, Christmas morning for people who are into these kind of things.
We have almost 400 manufacturers we represent, but we had the 30 biggest out there that day, and they were all just, demoing all the new tools. There's so many new things coming. For example, all the power tool companies are going now to brushless motors, more power, lasts longer, less heat, and it's amazing what these new cordless tools will do. They're almost like the corded ones of the past.
You guys have a lot of companies, obviously, like you said, you work with, hundreds literally, but you don't do just, retail supplies of tools that you sell, but you guys also do rentals. Just talk a little bit about exactly what you guys offer out there, because I know you do a ton of things.
Yeah, we have a huge rental department, everything from landscaping equipment to small bobcat loaders to large forklifts. And so if you've got a good weekend project you want to come down, or you're a commercial contractor, we probably have equipment that will fit your needs.
And how long have you guys been here in Albuquerque?
Well, Frank Deaver founded the company in 1953, and we're now in our third generation. We're now owned by his granddaughter, Melissa.
Wow, so that's Frank's Supply, again, 3311 Stanford Drive Northeast. It's a half block north of Candelaria. Stop by, see Rick. He's the sales manager. And this day and age, obviously, it's very important for businesses to start to branch out, get on social media, Twitter, Facebook. That's something you guys have started to undertake here recently. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're probably a little bit behind the times in the tool business here, but we've recently just opened up on Twitter. We're on Facebook, announcing all of our specials. You're going to be able to go to YouTube and, look up some of the manufacturers to see how to use the tools properly. And you can go to our website and download our catalog now, our complete catalog with a search engine in it and everything to find anything you need.
Also, that'll make it a lot easier to find some things. As far as Twitter and Facebook, what are your names on Facebook? If somebody wants to search it on Twitter or on Facebook, what do they type in?
Well, on Facebook, it is Frank Supply. You just go there and do Frank Supply on both.
Okay, so Frank Supply, and that's also on Twitter as well?
Yes,
it would be at Frank Supply?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So at Frank Supply, both on Twitter and Facebook as well. Again, Rick Lamb, the sales manager from Frank Supply. They offer tool sales, rentals, anything you need to get done. As Rick said, if you need to do a little weekend project, you need to rent a Bobcat, you need to clear some land. I know that's something that a lot of people do. It's something that I've had to rent a few of those to clear some land. No better way to get your hands on a Bobcat than to head over onto Rick Supply, or Frank Supply, Rick Lamb here, I should say. I've done that several times. I know we were out there, and I kept calling it Rick Supply, but it's Rick from Frank Supply here.
Now, he's going to show up Monday and say, hey, the guy on the radio said it Rick Supply.
Yeah.
So I'm the owner now.
He's now the big man. Yeah. He's the big man that calls all the shots.
You come on by and ask for me. I'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Speaking of rental stuff, it is springtime. People getting their gardens ready. What kind of, rototillers, how big? Do you guys have those for rent as well?
Yeah, we do. We have large rototillers for rent. These are
on a trailer?
A little bigger than the average one you'd use in a garden. Uh-huh. It'll really, the big landscapers would use these types of rototillers. We have your chippers and all those types of things if you want to clear your land up and so forth. And, why not go down and rent a piece of equipment rather than breaking your back trying to do it with a shovel?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. What are some of the projects that you see people coming in more often than not that they're wanting to work on that you guys help with?
Oh, I think probably some of the biggest things is when people are expanding, like concrete pads and things like that. They got to first get the compaction equipment, make sure the ground's down, then get form it up, and then bring in, get a mixer from us, and got to mix the concrete, and then pour it out, and then power trails to smooth it out.
You guys always have a great, sales and specials that you're running. You've got a closeout on expert tool sets right now by Stanley. Talk a little bit about the specials that you guys can offer both out at the store as well as online in the catalog.
We have a lot of free gift with purchase. You buy a DeWalt 20-volt lithium-ion tool, you get a free battery with it. We've got a great trade-in on Milwaukee electric tools. You can get $100 off any Milwaukee electric tool if you bring in a competitive brand and trade it in. And like you said, we have these expert tool sets. These are great tools, and we're just having some closeouts, inventory reduction on them, come down, great prices.
And one thing I thought was really impressive that during your customer appreciation days, that's why I was out there at Frank Supply broadcasting with you guys out there, 10% of the profits that day went to the Wounded Warrior Project, which I thought was really cool. Talk a little bit about your relationship with them.
Oh, okay. That's really a DeWalt program.
Okay.
And yeah, that's a DeWalt program. And what they're doing is they have specific products that all have a WW at the end of the part number, and those products are the proceeds. Part of the proceeds do go to the Wounded Warrior Project, and DeWalt is also hiring veterans, and they had a goal of hiring 100 veterans this year.
Wow, how'd that go? Are they still in the process of doing that hiring?
Apparently, they've already met their goals.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's awesome. All right, so it's Rick Lamb, again, sales manager from Frank Supply here with us on 610 The Sports Animal. You can download their online catalog through their website. What's the website? I know you guys have Twitter and Facebook, but the website specifically, what's the address for that?
It's franks-supply.com.
Franks-supply.com. Okay, so check out franks-supply.com, download the online catalog. You can also find them on Twitter and Facebook as well, at Frank Supply. Head on down there again, 3311 Stanford Drive Northeast, just a half block north of Candelaria. Rick Lamb, the sales manager. He can help you out, get you squared away. They do sales, they do rentals, anything you need for any seasonal projects you're doing. As Brandon said, if you're doing any springtime gardens, they can help you out. If you need to rent a Bobcat, they can hook you up and take care of you as well. Rick,
I'd just like to rent a Bobcat just to play with it.
Well, there you go. We'll put you through the training course and get you on those controls.
Oh, I don't need a training course, Rick.
I needed the training course when my dad put me in one of those things when I was about 10, and I ended up flipping it over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit careful. No, we train anybody that comes down there and wants to rent equipment, and they need some training. We definitely make sure that they understand how it works and do the right thing.
All right.
Well, Rick, anything else you want to pass along that you guys have coming up in the near future?
Well, come on down, and we've always got specials going on, in-store demos all the time, so you should come down, and, we've got a really knowledgeable customer service staff, and they really take training courses all the time and know the latest on these tools and can really help you out. If you're a dedicated do-it-yourselfer, a professional commercial contractor, we really can help you out. And I want to thank you all for having me by today, too. I want to get that in.
Oh, well, thank you very much for stopping by. We certainly do appreciate it. We'll have you on anytime you guys need. We love the relationship that we've built with Frank Supply, so we certainly appreciate you guys. In addition to the website, franks-supply.com, what's the phone number if people want to get in touch with you?
It's 884-0000.
884-0000.
We were first in line.
Yeah.
It's always good to have a phone number that's easily recognizable and one that you can remember easily. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, just come on down, give us a call. We'll try to help you out.
All right, it's Rick Lamb, sales manager for Frank Supply, 3311 Stanford Drive Northeast, just a half block north of Candelaria, 884-0000. See, I remembered the phone number already.
Yeah.
I hardly ever do that.
I'm
horrible with names and numbers.
That one is.
Can't do it.
Easy as it gets.
Yeah. That it is. All right, Rick, thank you very much for your time. We certainly do appreciate it. It's, again, Frank Supply, 3311 Stanford Drive Northeast, just a half block north of Candelaria. Give them a call, 884-0000, 246-0610, 888-922-0610. Coming up next, if you wonder how the college football committee was going to handle the 4 teams in the playoff, how they're going to determine who those teams are, what the weekly polls are going to look like, and how that's going to be determined, we've got all that info coming up for you next. Here on the Sports Bar with David Jubb, Brandon Vogt. Here's Brandon with the Sports Animal Update.
Time now for another 610, the Sports Animal Update.
Good evening, Sports Animal Time, 6:31. The Sports Animal Update brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, 5 locations.